Welcome to Republican Reflections. Let's chat about this week in the news. So some of the stuff that we've seen, we're still dealing with the Dylan Mulvaney situation. I apologize also, I'm driving. I don't have a teleprompter or a script. I promise you I'll still make way less mistakes than if Joe Biden was speaking up here with a script or a teleprompter, because he can't even walk without falling, let alone have a conversation, drive, look at the camera, and all that fun stuff. So let's chat about this week. Dylan Mulvaney, Budlight, reports from Beer Board are showing that Budlight sales are down 21%. That is year over year, and that's based off of the 3,000 establishments where they track beer pours and such. It's about 21%. There's some reports out there saying that it's upwards of 50%. I haven't been able to confirm it yet, so I don't want to put that out there, but we know it's at least 21%, and this is what Bud Light gets. You see the videos out there, the shelves are full, Target stocked with Bud Light, Budweiser, the shirts at Target, the shirts at Sam's Club. You know how Sam's Club is, those tables are a mess when they put the clothes out. All out there in a neat pile, haven't even been touched. The Bud Light shirts and Budweiser shirts. It tells you where America's at. If you haven't had a chance, go, and I encourage you to listen to the song Progress by John Rich, half of Big and Rich country music supergroup. He came out with the song Progress. It's an anti-woke song, but it went #1 on Apple iTunes. If you haven't heard it, take a listen, because that song being #1 right now, that shows you where America's mindset is. And it's not just right wing, it's not just left wing either. You got LGBTQ members that are very upset about the pandering in this. Look at what Caitlyn Jenner's saying about all this stuff. She doesn't support it. And a lot of trans people, a lot of gay people, there's that gay bar in New York City where they're down over 60% in Bud Light sales because everybody's just had enough. You're shoving this stuff in our face. You're not pushing equality. You're pandering. You're mocking women. And you're trying to push this stuff because a lot of these companies, if you haven't heard, there's a thing, it's called the CEI score, Corporate Equality Index score. You can look it up. Company investment firms such as BlackRock, they only invest in companies that have a high score. And what constitutes as a high score? Well, it's inclusivity when it comes to hiring LGBTQ, perfect, no problem. And trans folks, no problem. The problem is that they get scored and graded on how publicly woke they are. If you're not publicly woke enough, firms like BlackRock will not invest with your company if you don't have a certain score. You can say, hey, we don't want to get into politics. We're just, we're trying to sell beer, like what Yingling does. And by the way, speaking of Yingling, do me a favor, go to change.org. I started a petition. I'll put the link in the channel. I can't put a link in the description yet because we don't have enough subscribers. We just started the channel. So if you get a moment, by the way, if you like the content, like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, no problem, don't watch it. I get it. We're going to have some people that don't like us too. But go to change.org. I started a petition. Let's get Megyn Kelly put on a Yingling can. One of America's strongest women on America's first brewery. Not only and this is not sponsored, Yingling has been through 2 world wars, and on top of being through the 2 world wars, Yingling also survived Prohibition. Think about those things. America's strongest beer, and we put one of America's strongest women on it. And I think we need to get a ton of signatures on this and get Megyn Kelly on the Yingling can. But back to the CEI score. They will not invest if your company comes out and says, listen, we're Yingling, we want you to invest with us. No, you don't have a high CEI score. Come out and endorse Dylan Mulvaney or one of these people like that, and no problem, we'll give you the money. Well, we don't want to get into politics. Well, no problem, we're just not going to invest. That's what they're doing. Look it up. It's called the CEI score, Corporate Equality Index score. Also, let's talk about Kevin Bacon. If you haven't seen the video yet, him and his wife, Kira Sedgwick, came out on TikTok endorsing I don't even know what to call it on YouTube because I don't want to get the video taken down. Endorsing drag queens to be able to go to schools and do stuff in front of minors that I'm not going to repeat. Okay, but if you haven't seen the video yet, you can go to the channel, you'll see it. He states that doing these things is not dangerous for children. Well, Kevin Bacon, let me tell you something. It might not be dangerous for your child in your home, but at my home, my children will not be exposed to sexually deviant behavior. And that's my job as a parent, is to protect